Morning, everybody. This is your Monday morning check-in with Pastor Patti for Monday, August 3rd. Had to double check that date, my friends. I hope you're all doing well. Man, I've got a stray hair. Sorry, friends. It's funny what you see when you turn the camera on. Anyways, I'm excited to be here with you this morning. I hope you were able to enjoy our installation service for Pastor Nate yesterday, and even before his mom talked about the co-pastoring and the church working together, I had already started to organize my devotion for this morning, and it sort of goes along with that, which I think is really exciting. I want to talk about teamwork today. And the Bible verse I shared with you is it's oftentimes one that we use at weddings. One's a bride and a groom will pick about working together, and that's very appropriate. But I actually think it's even more appropriate for the church as a whole in our world and at our church here in Dallastown even today. It takes a lot of people to accomplish one simple goal so often. It's said that a bee can fly over 55,000 miles just to get a pound of honey. And that's actually 2 times around the world if you'd measure it. I didn't measure it, I did my research. And it's amazing because God created these bees to be team members, to work together. And they can have up to 80,000 bees in a hive. Now, can you imagine that? We have trouble getting along sometimes with 2 or 3 people in a house with a lot of rooms. And those hives can produce 80 pounds of honey a year. However, only a bee one at a time, can only produce 1.5 teaspoons. That's a lot of teamwork, my friends. And that's what I want to talk to us about today. When you think about team, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Most likely a sports team. Some of you might think that, oh, I remember when we changed from committees to teams, and yes, yep, that's exactly right. Because the word team has a different connotation to it. It seems like when you have a committee, there's a person in charge and we follow that person. But when you have a team, it's a group of people, it's a group of members getting together to work together to solve a problem or to plan ahead and plan for the good of the whole body. And that's so important when we think about a team. In 1 Corinthians 12, 20, 25, if you have extra time to read this morning or this week, it talks about the different parts of the body and how one part cannot exist or be successful without the other parts working together. And though we hear it often here in church, it's something really, really important to remember that it takes each one of us, each with a special gift, to pull together to do what needs to be done. We've seen it happen. We've seen it when we've gone to Biloxi to work on Katrina relief. We saw it when we had to open the daycare under really pressing circumstances. We watched it when we welcomed Pastor Nate and got the house, the parsonage ready for him. And there are so many examples of how we have pulled together to do this. And I think that is so important for us to remember. One of the ways we can pull together right now is one of the families in our community. They lost their mom at the age of 39. And the 2 children used to be here at the daycare, and they also were very active in our vacation Bible school. And read the email carefully because we're working together, the daycare and the church. And we're going to do a collection to help support them in this time of need. So often when we talk about teamwork, it's just easier. A couple of things. One, to do it ourselves. Let's just get it done. I can do it faster. I can do it better. I can do it my way. That really makes things easier on an individual basis. But when we do that, we sort of drift toward isolation. We drift away from connecting and building those connections. And some of you might be sitting there thinking, and I was thinking this for a little bit, here we are. We can't come to church. Though I know yesterday there were a few guests here because it was installation. And as when Pastor Steve left, we invited certain committees that worked closely with him. It was the same for Pastor Nate, but on the whole, because of the 25 number rule, we are honoring that, and so we can't come to church, and we have to sign in for meetings, and we have to wear masks. Yep, you're right, all of those things. But they shouldn't stop us from serving God. The one thing Pastor Nate and I have been working really hard with is building the team between the two of us and how we're going to continue building these teams outward. And the biggest thing is that we talk to each other and we bounce ideas off of each other, and we don't have to agree. But it's important that we focus on that we. And so I checked out in the Bible, and do you know there are 95 times in the New Testament where it is written with the words one another, Easy for me to say, huh? One another, love one another, accept one another, serve one another, and encourage one another. And there are so many more examples. And I think as we're struggling through this time, we really need to focus on that. We need to know that coming up here in August, watch your newsletter. We're going to have a blessing of the backpacks. And I don't mean in church, I mean Pastor Nate and I are going to be out on the sidewalk. A little awkward, I guess, on the video screen. And we're going to have backpack blessings, not just for our own children, but for our daycare and our community. And we're going to bless our teachers and all those who work in the school system and our kids. And it's going to be an awesome day. But it's going to take a team to pull that together. We're going to do our lunches again. That's so important because we can do that and we can do it socially distanced and we can do it safely. And people need that right now. So please know that as we're moving forward and we're still figuring this whole COVID-19 thing out, we can work together. Philippians 1:27 says, I will know that you are standing together with one spirit and one purpose, fighting together for the faith, which is the good news. And I think that's what we have to do, my friends. We have to bond together and fight. Helen Keller's quoted saying this, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. As we're moving forward, friends, I just pray for each of you. And I pray that you can find, as we're getting information out, ways to find your niche here. And whether it's in person or online or however you can help, talk to Pastor Nate or myself, and let's keep this teamwork going here at Christ Lutheran Church. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.